Thank you very much, Peter, and welcome back to the ITU Telecom World, taking place right here at the Inkosi Albert Luthuli Convention Center in Durban. They often say young people don't want to get into agriculture, but Palesa Motaung is in agriculture, but not as a farmer. She is an innovator in the space. Hello, and thank you very much for joining us, Palesa.
Okay, thank you. I'm happy to be here.
You with Yellow Beast. What does Yellow Beast do?
Okay, so Yellow Beast, we design and manufacture a precision irrigation product. So you attach it to your irrigation system and it basically saves water. So it tells your irrigation system, it's too hot right now, don't irrigate. Or your soil is still moist, don't irrigate. And when you do, it is time to irrigate, it tells it how much water to administer.
How does it do this?
So it uses, there's a soil probe, so it measures soil moisture. And one part of the machine also measures light, which can give information about temperature. So it basically measures prevailing conditions and aggregates that into valuable information to tell your irrigation system, irrigate, don't irrigate.
You have an interesting story about how you came up with this particular innovation. You said you were watching your aunt watering the garden and she was wasting water.
Yes. So there was a puddle of water. I think a lot of people don't understand the physiology of plants. So if the water is puddling up and you're starting to see it, it means the soil is saturated. All the space for moisture is completely filled with water already. So when I was telling her, she's like, no, you know, the water must drink, the ground must drink that water. I'm like, no, not really. So we thought, okay, we need to start showing people how to save water and minimize over-irrigation and water wastage.
And there are also obviously problems for the plants if you water too much.
Yes. If you over-irrigate it, like I mentioned, in the soil there's space for air and water. So when you over-irrigate now, you might one of the problems is leaching. So the water moves past your root zone and it carries with it pesticides and fertilizers into the groundwater system, and it just damages crop health as well.
Yes. Now, Palesa, some people might actually watch the ants wasting water, talk to the ants and get frustrated. How did you decide to come up with a tech innovation to solve this problem?
Okay, so my business partners are, well, at that time, they weren't engineers at the point, but I guess you're always an engineer. So they were just playing around with circuits and they decided, okay, this is a problem that needs to be addressed, and they just put together, so thinking of machine learning, our product uses that. So they put together a very simple version of this product and they entered it into some prizes, and few years later, here we are.
You are at, here you are at
Yes.
ITU Telecom World. How
Yes.
did you get here?
Okay, so a few months or weeks back, I was speaking at the Responsible Business Forum. They invited Yellow Beast as youth in agriculture, and I think some people from Standard Bank were attending, and they picked us up and thought we were promising and innovative, and they invited us.
And there are pitching processes also involved, and eventually there will be prize money for startups like yourselves.
Yes.
What's going on there?
Okay, so we first had to enter, and then they picked 20 from there. Right now, my partner is actually pitching, so this is the second round. And then there'll be a third round, I think, on Wednesday, and then Standard Bank is giving away 400,000 shared between 5 startups. So we're excited about that.
I suppose part of that prize money, if you do win, will be used towards helping those emerging farmers.
Yes, definitely. So emerging farmers are our second adjacent segment. Our primary target is commercial farmers. The reason we target commercial farmers is because they use 60% of our water in the country. And the Department of Water and Sanitation has set a rule in the National Water Resource Strategy that water usage in agriculture must be minimized by 50%. So that's who we're targeting first. But of course we want emerging farmers and subsistence farmers to use our products. But before subsistence farmers can use our product, in Africa we have a problem where subsistence farmers aren't using irrigation, they're relying on rain. And this is actually one of the reasons their yields aren't as as big or as large as commercial farmers. Yeah.
Palesa Motaung, thank you very much for joining us.
Yes, thank you very much for having me.
All right, Palesa Motaung there is from Yellow Beast, and she is an innovator in the agriculture space. It's back to you, Peter, in studio.
Spumalele, thanks very much indeed. That's Spumalele Zondi, who's in Durban.